Hello and welcome. I am Ollie Juno and this is my crafty corner. If you are a new viewer here, I want to thank you for coming in. I hope you enjoy the stitch with me today. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. I appreciate you. For anyone who's new here, just kind of a idea of what my channel is. This is where I show all my cross stitch projects, whether I finish them, have any finishes, what kind of progress I've got during the week. I do floss tubes on 90% of the time on Wednesdays, and I do a stitch with me on the weekends. If I miss one, I try to play catch up. Yeah, so that's about all that I've got for my channel. I just enjoy showing what I work on each week. So, let's go ahead and get started. Today is Sunday, November the 28th. This is Stitch With Me number 25. Today we are working on a new pattern. I started it on Friday, excuse me. I picked the pattern up on Thursday. It was a free giveaway for Thanksgiving Day only. So I picked up the pattern and I loved it so much, I decided to go through my stash, the little bit that I have, and see if I could kit it up. I did not have 100% of the colors, but I did have enough of them that I was able to substitute out a few of the other colors. And I got, fairly close to the color that it was supposed to be. So I'm happy. I'm working on, I pulled out one of my newer linen things, fabrics that I got a couple weeks ago. And I decided that my 32 count light mocha Belfast linen would work the best for this. So far I'm loving the look of this. The colors, I'm only working on brown so far, but the colors are working really well with it in my opinion. And I'm really enjoying the stitch. This is my first time working on 32 count linen. First time working on linen, and I'm doing it 1/1 because I wasn't sure my fabric was large enough to do 1/2 or 2/2. So I know most people say to do 2/2 on linen because the holes get kind of hard sometimes, and I can see that. But I'm liking 1/1 on 32 count so far. Making sure nothing's going on with my camera. I was filming earlier, just a little bit ago, and looked up. I was about 10 minutes into my video, and my camera was going all kinds of wonkers. So we changed the setup just a little bit. I'm not using my phone this time. I'm using one of my actual webcams. Luckily, I just recently invested, actually I got it today. I had bought an arm for the webcam. I found it on sale for the holiday, so I picked it up for on Black Friday sale. Which turned out great because I definitely needed to use it today. Because it just, I don't know, the app that I use on my phone recently has been making it overheat. It's just the app that works. Like, I can run any of my other apps, no problem. It's just the one when I have it connected to the computer that's processing real heavy since the last set of updates between the two devices. So I am now using one of the other webcams we have. So yeah. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving weekend. A weekend. I worked on Thanksgiving. Wasn't busy. I got a good chunk of stitches in. Spent a good part of the day going through floss tubes and videos and all kinds of stuff like that. I don't see, what did I work on Thanksgiving? I think, yeah, I just stitched on my kitten in the rose all day. I didn't get a crazy amount of stitches in it. I was sidetracked with looking up things on Amazon. But it's all good. I worked the day after Thanksgiving for a couple of hours. They put out a comment saying that they were possibly to send people home if the opportunity presented itself. So I sat there and reached out at about 8 a.m. after I had only had about one interaction going, hey, are we gonna be able to go home early? They said they didn't know at the moment, maybe, after 10. So, normally I don't care if I'm working. I just spend the time stitching and working on stuff. But we wanted to go visit my grandpa. And we had planned on doing that on Saturday. I talked about that last week. We had planned on going on Saturday. But turns out my daughter did not have the weekend off. She had put in a request to have those days off, and they rejected them. But they were still grayed out, like she didn't have to work them. So luckily, she verified with her bosses about those, because she wasn't sure, because she just started there about 3 months ago now, a little over almost 4 months. So she verified if that was days off or what that meant. And luckily, it just meant that they rejected them. So now, sorry, I got sidetracked. I was talking about Friday. Went off on something totally different. Okay, and so I was wanting to get off early so that we could go visit the grandparents before she had to go to work at 5 on Friday. So, I reached back out to him at 10:20, being like, okay, do we have an update on this? And within a few minutes, within a minute of them, you can see when they view the message on the messenger, within a few minutes I got a message from one of my other leads, was like, You can go home. Have a great day. I just laughed because I felt like the only reason they sent me home was so I would quit bugging them. Because they didn't send anybody else home. I checked over, like, throughout the day. Everybody else stayed the whole shift. Nobody else went home. They didn't even throw the offer out there. So, I just feel like I bugged them enough and they were just like, fine, go away, shut up. But, I mean, hey. I wasn't bugging them every hour on the hour. I bugged them once around 8, and then again at 10 when they said they would know something. But we had a great visit with my grandpa. First time, and my Aunt Janice and Uncle John were there as well. They are now living with Grandpa. Since Grandma passed away at the beginning of the year, we just want somebody there, you know, they moved in with him to just help keep an eye on him since there's nobody there to help him anymore. Nobody around to make sure that he doesn't hurt himself. He is 87, 88. Is he 88? I think he's 88 this year. I don't remember if he's 87 or 88. I know Grandma was 89. And I know Grandpa was a few years younger than her, but I don't, like I said, I don't remember. I think he's 87 this year. And, you know, he has, you know, health issues. If he doesn't eat correctly, it could really cause some harm. So Aunt Janice moved in to help keep a closer eye on him. But like I was saying, we had a great time visiting with him this week. The kids had a great time. We'll plan to probably do another visit like that over the Christmas holiday as well. We're definitely, I have no intention of going over a year, almost a year without seeing him like we did this time, if I can help it. And I realized when we were driving up to their house that I haven't actually been able to be at their house. I think we went June, no, when was it? May of 2020. It was like after things started opening up COVID-wise. They started allowing things to open back up. So we went to go see the grandparents in 2020. Was May or June? I don't remember. I think it was May, because it was between both of the girls' birthdays. Because my middle daughter's birthday is in June, and my oldest kid's birthday is in, no. Oldest kid is in June, middle daughter's in April. So, yeah. So it'd been almost 2 years, almost a year and a half since we had been there to Grandpa's house. And that was very apparent because they now have a roundabout in there, like when you turn onto their road, it's now a roundabout. And then they used to have basically a 1-lane bridge or tunnel. Like it was a railroad track and only one car at a time would fit in this lane. So it's like, it's not an extremely busy road, but you'd always have to basically stop to make sure no other car was coming before you could proceed through. Because it was just a little roadway. And they've like redid it. It's now it's now 4 lanes in that area. So they like did a whole revamp of the whole area. But they also put a college right there at the corner of their drive too. So it got a little more traffic than normal than it used to. So they upgraded everything. Ooh. Alrighty. Make sure where I'm at. Alright. I have anything else? We had a really good Thanksgiving. Like I said, I did work that day, but work was really slow. Oh, I know. I was saying I didn't do much stitching. I got stuck on Amazon. But I also ended up doing a good chunk of the cooking as well. Which I didn't have a problem with. My middle daughter helped for a chunk of it, but she decided she wanted to deep clean the fridge, so I figured I could take over some of the cooking aspect of it. All in all, let's see, what did all we... Let's name off all that I had for Thanksgiving dinner. I had a turkey. I had ham. We had homemade mashed potatoes. Homemade mashed sweet potatoes. Homemade macaroni and cheese. We had to use shells because they didn't have the elbow macaroni when we were trying to buy them, but we don't have a problem with the shells macaroni and cheese either. It eats all the same. Let's see. Then we made potato salad, deviled eggs. Let's see. Corn on the cob, Brussels sprouts, cornbread, rolls, sweet potato pie, not pie, yams, I think is what they're called. Let's see. Anything I'm forgetting? Cranberry sauce. And stuffing. I do believe that is the full list of what we had for Thanksgiving dinner. And we had pumpkin pie and pecan pie. And I ate way too much. Oh, did I eat too much? Like, after Thanksgiving, everybody was stuffed full. Because we ate around 4. Because I got off work at 3:30 and we finished up all the preps of everything. And we're eating, I mean, we were making plates around 4. Oh my, I was stuffed. I couldn't eat another bite. And I felt like my stomach was going to explode. Whatever. It was just like, oh, no more food. And then my husband and my two younger kids got a couple board games out. They started playing board games, and I went into a food coma. I just could not wake up. I came upstairs and could not wake up, and then it's like 8 o'clock at night. I'm like still like so sleepy. So I ended up crashing at like 8:30. It's like I was so done. And then Friday at lunch we went over to the grandparents, so we didn't eat lunch at the house, but when we got home, I made leftovers for everybody and went into another food coma as soon as we were done eating. It was just so good. I just couldn't quit eating. Now, the only thing we have left, food-wise, is turkey. And we've ate everything else that was any of all the other leftovers. We've ate all of the rest of it. It's all gone. So, yeah. Do. I don't think this thing has been messing up. I really hope it hasn't. I will say my most favorite food for Thanksgiving is macaroni and cheese. That is the homemade macaroni and cheese is a must-have every year. Doesn't have to be what I make. Like if we go eat at somebody else's house, if they're not making it, I'm bringing it. To me, that is a must-have dish for Thanksgiving. I know a lot of people talk about green bean casserole. I think is what it's called. Never really had it. I don't recall any of the dinners that I've ate at that really anybody served green bean casserole. But then again, a lot of the family, growing up, my family didn't care for green beans. My stepdad couldn't stand them. So wasn't a common dish. I don't even know what it tastes like. Because I don't think I've ever been tempted to. If I've seen it, it did at Thanksgivings. I never grabbed any of it. I'm gonna do my floss tube on Wednesday, and I think I'm going to try to slip in another stitch with me on Friday, maybe Thursday. I don't know, because I want to do a live stitch with me this weekend on Sunday. And I think I'm going to try to do it early. Like I did the last time. I want to start early. Like around maybe 8 o'clock my time. Yeah, I want to start around 8 o'clock my time for my Stitch with Me on next Sunday. That's my goal. That's what I'm going to try to plan for, unless something comes up that I don't know about or don't know planned for. Stretching my arm out. Kind of holding it at a little bit of an odd angle today. My Lowry stand is a little higher than normal. Because with this new camera, it needs to be a little closer. And I needed it a little closer to my face so that I could not bump the camera so much. So we might try it a little lower next time to see how it works, but all right. So I've been doing this pattern a little different. I'm kind of doing a halfway parking method. Oh, come on. Now we're... Oh. There we go. There we go. There we go. I had to set up my method so that it would park it. Alright. Yeah, so like I said, what I've been doing is kind of doing the parking method. Because I don't like taking the... I don't know why. I don't like taking the pattern past the outside square. I don't know why. So... I dropped my needle. Come on. Come on. Where's my needle? There we go. Ha ha ha. I got my needle. There we go. Alright, let me pull my thread. Alright, so got something here. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Down 7. My thread. There we go. I could possibly have done this 2 over 2 or 1 over 2 because turns out my corners are not as far away or further away than I thought they were. But oh well. I'm liking the 1 over 1. Most likely the way I'll do it again. I don't know. I like the 1/1. But I will, you know, at least give a try for the 2/1. Or even the 2/2. Or 1/2. It's the thread, then the stitch. Alrighty. Let's see. What else am I to talk about? I've done talked about Thanksgiving. I've done talked about my days at work. Sorry, my daughter had a text. I just needed to check it real quick. Uh-oh. Knots. Crapola. There we go. I unknotted it. Yay! Come on. And that is not in the right spot. Alright, give me just a second to get this thread back. There we go. I got it threaded again. Yay! Alrighty. Alright, so we are just going to continue with this square, all these X's, single row X all the way down until it gets to the corner. Alright, let's see. I do think, like I was talking about a little bit about the linen, I'm really enjoying the 32 count at the moment. I still have my 30 count to try, and 36 count to try, and a 40 count to try. So I would definitely try those out before I decide on exactly what I'm doing. But like I was saying, or what I've been thinking is, on all my littler Christmas projects that I tend to work on, I think I'm going to just focus on using linen on those, because that way I have my big full coverage projects on my Lugana and even weave and stuff projects like that, and I can do all my little projects on linen. Give me a variety of fabric to stitch on, so I'm not stitching on the same count all the time, because I did the same thing with my full coverage projects. I've got one haid on 18 count. I've got one haid, I have two haids on 25 count. 25 count is my preferred count for haids. The heck? Give me just a second. She's asking a question about grocery stuff, so figured I'd go ahead and respond real quick. She's wanting to know if I'm going to come pick her up when she gets off work, because she's got a bit of groceries to buy, so she doesn't want to walk home carrying all the groceries. I need to move the camera, so look away if you need to. I'm moving the camera so we can stay in my stitches. I hope it's not been doing that. Alright. That should cover me for a few minutes. Is it gonna mess up on me again? Was it not the phone? Was it the system? I really hope it hasn't been doing that throughout the entire stream. That would really suck. What was I talking about? Oh, my fabrics. Yeah, so I found that I prefer 25 count on my projects. I am doing an 18 count, but and it's fine. I will finish the project out, but I definitely don't want to do another full coverage on 18 count. Not anytime soon. I have 22 count for one of my projects. I wouldn't mind working on 22 count again. I still have 22 count fabric that I can use for something. I can use for another Haid project actually, which will most likely probably be saved for my next project. I don't know. We'll see. I have ordered a kit on 25 count, but it's going to be tent stitch, so that's going to be I haven't been able to do tent stitch. I haven't really enjoyed it. You know, I haven't really been able to get very far on it, but with this kit I am going to do tent stitch because I want to make sure that it's finished by Christmas next year. And it's about 80,000 stitches, I believe. So I'm going to have to get quite a few stitches in it per month to be able to get done in time. So we will see. Until I get the kit, I'm not even 100% sure it's Pattern Keeper eligible or working. So I'm praying that it works on Pattern Keeper. So it really would suck if it doesn't, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. Just makes it a little more complex. But so hopefully I'll find out more about when that one will be delivered. I figure it'll be delivered hopefully sometime next month. So if I can go ahead and get started on it, I will. That's the only project I have planned to start as soon as it gets here. I plan on kitting up a project probably in January. I'll start getting the threads that I need for it, because I believe I'll probably use my 22 count fabric that I already have. For that paid that I'm going to be starting for my birthday month. Then I have about 6 or 7 smaller projects that I plan on working on throughout the year next year that I need to get kitted up in January as well. Most likely getting ready to start them periodically through the month of February. I think I'm going to do my month of February a start every week, new start every week type thing. To get 4 of them started and worked on so that they can get done, I believe. Or well, 3 of them, because the one start's going to be a new Haid. Alright. Truthfully, when I finish this row, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on, I'm getting confused. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. But yeah, for the projects that my other 6 projects, I'm going to have to get my more fabric, because I do not have the fabric most likely for most of those. I might have a few, but they're not really small projects. They're not really large ones either. They're only a couple of thousand stitches. I think the largest one is like, oh, I don't even know. I haven't really calculated up all the stitches. I tried to make sure that they weren't real large patterns so that they wouldn't take extremely long time to get done. Oop. Y'all are running out of views. Oop, 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 oop. Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on with this. We're gonna go ahead and call it quits, I guess. The camera is starting to flicker for some reason. I'll see if I can update some drives or something like that and get that situated. Y'all almost can't see where I'm working at anyway. So this is just gonna be a little bit shorter stitch with me than normal. I normally go right about an hour. But like I said, I'm not sure. Like anytime I shift my screen, this thing starts going bonkers. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, I have no idea. It just stopped. So I'm going to call it quits. My computer, my webcam has decided that it's done. It's not used to focusing on the project. It's normally used to it's used to focusing on my face. I don't know. I'll see if there's something I can do to make sure it doesn't do that next time. Or use a different webcam instead of this particular one. So I am going to say goodbye and good night, and I hope everybody has a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.